What's up, guys? I'm back with a video here today, and today I want to talk to you guys about why you underperform in every game that you play. And this can be just pickup games, scrimmages, really anything. If you're playing basketball, I want to try to help you get better at that today. Not only when you're in games, but even just when you're practicing, going to workouts. I think the first thing is you're probably forcing shots that you don't practice enough to be shooting. Now, I'm not saying don't shoot shots that are like hard, difficult shots. I think shooting difficult shots is actually really good for you because it gets you doing those motions with your body to get better because you're doing those difficult shots and you're going to build muscle memory, which is going to make you better in the long run. But if you're not practicing those shots outside of games and just, chucking up half quarters, that's not a good idea. That's not how your team is going to win. So that's really just not a smart idea to just go out of the gate and just, shoot shots that you don't practice, because that's not going to help you get better, and that's not how you're going to let your team win. The next one, you're probably not playing as calm as you should. And when I don't mean like being completely like zen and all that, but I just mean when you're in the game, you're probably very like your movements are all over the place. Like, it looks like you've drank 4 cups of coffee before the game even started. Like, sometimes you just gotta let your mind relax a little bit before the game, and I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but instead just kind of be calm. And I kind of talked about this in my last video, but just stay calm, because once you learn to breathe throughout the game, it's gonna not only help with your conditioning, just breathing, because you're not going all the time. You don't need to do that. That's not gonna help you, and it's just gonna make your brain not ready for the rest of that game. So just stay calm, When you're dribbling, have a little bit of swag on your dribble, stay calm. That doesn't mean don't try and don't play with 100% effort. That just says stay calm and have a little bit of swag with you, if you know what I'm saying. My next one is you always go into the game the same way. And you really shouldn't be doing this. Because if you're not having a good game, let's say you go into the game and you shoot 5 air balls. Let's just say that. Then you go into the next game, you don't change anything. Then you shoot 6 air balls. Next game, you shoot 5 again. It's going to keep happening because you're not changing, The definition of insanity is just keep doing things over and over and over and over without changing them and expecting different results. So you can't do that, You gotta change something. And that can be how you prepare for a game. That can be the type of shots that you're taking, the type of things, the type of plays that you run for yourself. It can be a plethora of different things. So that's your job to try and figure out what's that problem and why and how it's affecting your game. And I'm here to help with that, because I think it's really important that if you're in one of those slumps where you're just having a bad stretch of games, it's important to kind of stay optimistic, because sometimes even if you're at rock bottom, 0 minutes a game because you just haven't been doing good all season, once you get that first minute in garbage time and you go absolutely crazy, it just goes up, If your coach knows that you play to your fullest every single game, and you play to your highest capabilities, and you work out and train hard when you're not in the game, and that's going to help you get more minutes, which is going to get you better at the game of basketball. So my next point is you're thinking about the game, when you're going to a basketball game, more of a requirement, right? Something that you have to go do, I don't want to do this, but it's a game, so let's go. You got to think of it more as an opportunity. And what I mean by this is take take it as an opportunity to show how good you are and how much you've been working over the off season and just in general. And this is huge because not only can you showcase your skills, but you can also get better by just playing in these game situations. Like, playing in these games is very helpful if you're doing both individual training and these games, because once you combine them together, it's basically the way to go from this to this. Because if you're only playing games, well, you can't practice. And if you're only practicing by yourself, you have no defense. So those two things together are really just gonna increase your growth. So really, I think you just gotta realize, all right, I've been blessed to be in this game. I'm in this game for a reason. So I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to use it to the absolute fullest that I can. And I think once you have that mindset, once you really start thinking about the basketball game like that, it really starts to help you just become more confident, calm, and just overall better player because you're locked in, you know? And my final point, I think one of the biggest issues that I've had sometimes is I'm not prepared when I'm going into the game. And being prepared can be 1,000 different things, right? Like, you didn't put your socks on the right way. You didn't put your jersey on the right way. Like, you didn't listen to the type of music that you always do to get you pumped up for the game. It's just simple things like this that may seem small, but if you've done it for hundreds and hundreds of times each day, and you don't do that for one day, subconsciously, you're just going to feel off. And I feel like this can be, like, you can just sometimes be spiritually off, right? And it's just not going to help your game. You know, you're going to feel a little bit off, and that game you're just going to be kind of, what am I doing here? Like, be kind of lackadaisical because you don't understand exactly what's going on that day because you didn't practice exactly how you do always and all the time. And so I think the biggest way to combat this is to just find a routine. I think once you find a routine that helps you and is good for you and you've seen success with, it's really going to help you. First of all, because then you've just got, you don't need to question everything when you're, waking up for a game. Thinking, okay, what do I do today? It's just like any other day, you know? You put your socks on the same way. You put your jersey on just like you would put your shirt on. Like, you do your hair just the exact same way. You brush your teeth the exact same way. Because once you find that pattern and just rhythm, it's really just going to help you, you know? Because instead of thinking about all the things you have to do that day, you can just think about what you want to do that game and how you're going to impact your team's winning percentage. And I think another thing for this is even the days leading up to the game, especially if it's a big game. If you have like practices and stuff, I think it's really important to go really, really hard that week of practice, and then maybe that day before you, if you have team practices, this is obviously a little bit harder because you can't really go less intense on those. But if you have like a couple days before a game and you're just by yourself thinking about what to work on, I would go really hard the couple days before that, and then take a light day just for like form and all those sorts of things, so you feel more calm when it comes to game day. And I really think that that's a really good formula to succeed in this game. But that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. We just hit 50 subscribers, so I thank y'all for that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.